Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Tide's vlog. My name is Scott Brennan. I do most of the video stuff for Tide.55, and it's going to be very interesting this week because this week is kind of getting ready for the lockdown period, which is happening in the UK as of Thursday this week. So next week's vlog will be probably a remote vlog or whatever we've decided to do. I'm going to catch up with Tommy a little bit, so we're going to develop an action plan from there, and I'll see you very soon. Hey Tommy, how are you?
Busy. And that's not an answer I like to say. It's a shit answer, but it's actually really true. And it's hard because everyone's sort of been through that first one, and I mean, personally I had a relatively positive experience, and the interesting thing is that all reactions have been positive in the sense that let's book a call, right? Let's have a meeting. That's a reaction. They came through quite quickly. We're going to need a meeting, and then they were straight in with suggestions on what might have to happen, and those suggestions were all very proactive. Nobody reacted in a way of like, we're going to have to change or stop or whatever. We are fortunate for a number of reasons. One is that our clients, their mindsets tend to be in alignment with us. That's a whole part of our how we recruit clients, how we take on new people. So we don't have businesses that we help that are in a position where their business is going to fall apart in a month. We don't work with people like that. So I just got off the call with one of our clients, for example, who are now super pumped in fast tracking part of their business that they were going to do in 2021. They're going to go ahead and get it started now. So we get to be a part of that with them. Got another call with another client at 2:30 who's already thinking about how to make the message more sensitive, because it wouldn't necessarily fit the narrative if we carry on as the advertising was planned right now. So, again, responsive. You can't control what's happening, but you can control how you feel about it. And you've got to trust your own ability. If that means that you trust your own ability to figure it out, adapt, pivot, make it work, so be it. And that you won't want to go back and get a job, although that is a viable outcome, of course, for some people, and it might have to happen. An entrepreneur at the core will understand that they are an entrepreneur first and a business owner second, which means that the ship that they currently fly, i.e. the business that they currently own, may not be the only ship they ever fly. And so they have to be able to trust their ability to essentially do similar to what I did in the first lockdown. And I established a new company, which is what we're talking about right now. Yeah. Because I'm an entrepreneur first and a business owner second.
You know what's funny, right? When you don't press record on the camera. Mainly we just decided that it's best for me to really focus in on creating the vlog content and making sure that's the best storytelling capability as I can, and also making sure that we're happy with the content itself, but also we want to add value to you and your business, and there's things that we've got in the pipeline as well that's going to be very, very valuable for your business.
It's like our most popular video by far, and it makes having the vlog worth it, because you hope that you get that one moment where there's a bit more going on than just, I've been doing some ads and some client calls, and when something actually happens there and then. I mean, that video alone will get us loads more work, and it makes it worth it, and it's real. It was a real, like, I've got a bloody basketball in my hands. Like, did you clock that? Where you're like, what the f are you doing with that in his hand? So basically, I was like waiting for this phone call, and I was getting all nervous, and I was expecting the phone call at 1 o'clock, and it was literally like 1:20. I was really hungry and really, really, really thirsty. But I knew I couldn't get in the car and go, because if they ran and I was in the car, I wouldn't be prepared. So I was like, I'm just gonna wait this out, but I need to fidget with something, because I'm like nervous, and I've got a basketball in my boot. So I went in the car, I got the basketball out, and was just doing like little dribblings, and then when he rang, I just kept it in my hands, and I was sort of spinning it around and stuff. So that's why I had a basketball. But it's the end of the day. It's the end of an interesting day at the office. but I feel a lot better now than I did earlier. Wednesday, we need to make the most of you being here for the last time in a month. So that means we've got to get some content made for our promotional material that we want to share into the world.
Yep.
Make the most of having you here, and I think it'd be good to create a marketing wave episode that was specifically for businesses in the lockdown.
Yep.
Or, you know, in terms of the key points, which really is that money won't just vanish from the planet. Money, economy flows, it moves, so it goes from one place to another, and it flows. And I think there's really a difference with this lockdown compared to the last one, and that is that people are just going to be more socially distanced and they're going to spend more time at home. If they are in a position in their life where they have security, then they're still going to have the need to spend money on certain things. My prediction from a Tide.55 point of view is probably going to get a few more bigger projects. I just think now that we know we're looking for that, we'll find them. Branding projects, we've got our new Lunar program, which sounds really like NASA. It's not a lunar program, it's a lunar service. And that's basically taking a concept from the mind to the market. We aren't working with startups, but we're working with branch outs, and that's kind of like our way of describing what it is. It's people who are already in a business, they've already got success, but they want to investigate and explore new markets with new products. That's where we come into our own, because we know we're dealing with people who know what they want. There's no ambiguity about what it is that they're doing and how they're doing it. They're not going to cancel in a month's time, but they're in it for life. They know what they want. They see an opportunity and they want to take it. We're go-getters, and you know, we're in a fortunate position that we started this company without any big overheads in a pandemic. So like, we've got nothing to lose. We don't have to backtrack at all. We can keep walking forwards, and we can keep finding others that are doing the same and meeting their needs and serving them. So I think prediction-wise, we'll find one or two more bigger projects, branding projects, website launches perhaps, and then in general, kind of in this world that we're in now, prediction is, I think there'll be change. I know there will be change, and when that change happens, it'll be interesting to look back on this episode and start to contextualize exactly what was forming in my brain, and then seeing the fruits of those seeds that were most certainly planted today. Watch this space.
I think that it will be invaluable, the content we created from summer till today, as a chapter. Let's take that as a chapter. Do you think there was still and is invaluable content there?
Yeah.
And if so, why?
I think people can hopefully take the overall message, which is that if you believe you can do something, you go out and do it. And you enjoy the ride, and you do your best, and you bring people in, and you share. You don't get greedy ever, especially not at the beginning. You're not. You don't need to protect anything. You can share right from the start. There's people that can help you achieve what you want to achieve. You know, you are evidence of that. And Kendall, and Danny, and Andy, and Simon. You know, that's 6 people that have been involved. You know, including me. I think it's 6. It's and you know, a few months in, a lot of people do the opposite. They won't bring anyone in case it's a problem, or they want to protect it and they don't want to share. So I think that's one sort of message that can be taken, is that you know, you'll get there quicker with others. And the other thing, I guess, is that what's really going on here is a guy starting his second business and learning from his mistakes of his first business. And I'm righting a lot of wrongs, I guess, in my own mind, because I was pretty f***ed in April. I know a lot of people were, but I was, and that's all I know. I know my own life. I know a lot of people were, so definitely, undoubtedly. I was on universal credits. I was being paid by the taxpayer, and it wasn't a proud moment. So it was a massive change, and I had nothing, and I needed something, and I knew I had a passion for creativity and marketing. So I poured everything into that, and what you've seen over the last 6 months is that grow from 8 PM to 12 PM every night in my garage after the kids went to sleep in lockdown to what it is now. that's what's really been going on here, and you've been helping me to tell that story. And I think anyone who's been paying close attention, or even if you're unaware of how it started, will know now that you got to, if you want something, you've got to do it, and you've got to believe in yourself. You've got to enjoy it, and there's no room for excuses. It's just you either sit there and cry about it and complain, or you get in and start changing it. It's good.
Good?
Yeah.
See you Wednesday.
See you Wednesday.
Tommy has a very, very busy day with lots and lots of meetings, lots of stuff going on, and I've got a lot of editing to do. I'm going to be focusing on the vlogs, mostly for out of lockdown, so that's going to be exciting. And also we're going to be getting some content curated for Tide social media profiles as well, so that's going to be sick as well. But I hope you're good, hope you're well, hope you're having a good day. Hey Tommy, how are you?
I'm good. I'm on it. Well, first of all, I have to be out of here at 4. And I was in here at 10, so that's only a short day anyway, really. And thanks. And I got some client calls to do, so that removes, I think there's 3, so that removes 3 hours. So what's that then, mate?
3 hours?
Yeah, thank you.
Maths.
So I've only got 3 hours to do about 9 hours of work. And I got a flip, I've actually got 4. And I've got a call with Louise from Floor 24.
Yeah.
Now we're going to record a video for people, for business owners. We're going to record a Marketing Wave episode. And it's a tricky one, because the nature of the world at the moment now is quite uneasy, and I think you play a risky game doing an advice video in these current situations, because I think it can be quite patronising if you get it wrong. And so this video is going to be helpful. That's obviously the main objective, and it's also going to be real, because I wouldn't want anybody to think that I didn't get it and understand the weight of what's going on right now, because I absolutely do. Trust me. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Shelf's got stuff on it this week.
It's exciting. It's actually been there for 2 weeks, but this is the
Well, we haven't done anything.
occasion.
We haven't done any Marketing Waves because it's been too busy. But we know we need to do one today, because we're not going to have the opportunity in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
And it's very important. Ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to go into the points and do the intro afterwards.
Sure.
Okay, cool. Hey, how's it going? Welcome along to this video. It's Tommy Gentleman here from Tide.55 Digital Marketing. All right, there are challenges in the world right now for entrepreneurs and business owners. We're not going to sit here and cry about it. We're going to think about what we can do. We're going to think about solutions. But before we get into the tips that I'm going to share with you today, I want you to know that I get it. I understand.
Happy?
Yep.
Job done. We briefly just got the update the vlog. I know you have to go soon. Could you briefly just update the vlog and what we did and how you felt it went?
I thought it went really well. I mean, I've done so many of these now that I know when, like the first point that I shared, it didn't. I know that if I was watching it, I probably wouldn't watch the rest of the video. So that's why I made that interception to say I don't know what order these go in yet. There's a couple that really do reach out, and I maybe put one of them first. But I'll leave that, I think, to you, because you've written some notes down and stuff. So, but another thing that we did today, which is good and helpful if you're recording videos, is recorded the intro after we did the content. I like to do that a lot anyway, because I find that you never really know how it's going to feel. And when you do a video, you are in a way telling a story. And so it's being able to then understand that and go, okay, cool. So what does someone need to know at the beginning of the video in order to make in order to contextualize the video, but more importantly, tune in and actually watch the thing. So we actually did 2 intros as well, because the first one didn't feel right. And I think anyone that records videos, a tip for you is just have the confidence to be able to just do it a couple of times and not worry about like repeating yourself and picking the best. Just, don't dwell on it. Just do it again if it wasn't quite right, and see which one works at the end. And if you've got other people around, ask their opinion too. And you guys here today, you both just nodded when I was like, the second intro felt better than the first one. You're like, yeah. So yeah, I think there was a good mixture of like practical marketing advice and more sort of holistic, humanistic tips. Mindset, yeah.
what advice would you give to business owners who are looking to start creating content like now, right? Because I think that a lot of business owners will have, I'll use the term, good amount of time to use, and some of them will want to, I imagine, utilize that time effectively to be able to create content.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to those people?
I mean, I'm gonna challenge what you said a little bit, because I don't think that business owners are going to have much time on their hands. Actually, I think business owners that do have time on their hands are maybe paralysed by circumstance. So if you're in the travel industry, or you're in a position where you're literally stumped for the time being, then yeah, it's easier because you do have time. I don't think that's the hardest part. I think the hardest part is the business owners not having as much time and putting off content because they think, I haven't got time for that. I haven't got the energy or the time to do that Facebook thing or record that video or make that post. When actually, what's happening now in front of you as a business owner, what you're doing day in, day out, is quite possibly the highlight of your business year, possibly even business career. Sharing things, warts and all, sharing how you feel, sharing what's going on, sharing the ins and outs and the ups and downs and the twists and turns of how you're navigating the storm of 2020 is actually what's going to show your brand personality the most. How responsive you are to things, your nature, your true colours as a company. That's all what's on show right now. And if you're quiet and you're not present and you're not in the view at all, then people will read into that. Not only will you not have a good horse in the race for the attention race of, i.e. bringing new customers into your pipeline because you're not present, and a lot of people are there on social media right now. But also, people are going to notice if they did any digging and they did their research on you and they wanted to sort of check your company out. They're just going to see nothing, and they're going to see your last post from January 2020. Have a great year, everybody. And it's going to look really stupid, isn't it, when that's the last thing that you've posted? And I know that that's not necessarily straightforward, but it's a metaphor for being current and being culturally relevant. You have to have a voice as a company and as a brand, and sharing what you're doing right now is quite possibly the best thing that you could do. You don't have to twist anything or change the message and the narrative. Just share what's happening. That's gonna serve you well. If you're a business owner, you have to make the time for that. Or if you cannot make the time for it, be a shot caller and delegate that time, because it's important. And if there's no one in your team that's adequate enough or in a position where they can give that time and energy and skill, because it is a skill, to post, speak to us, because we can do it. We can do it for a few £100s a month, and you get all that time back, and then you get to just run your business. You don't have to worry about producing the content in the first place. But that conversation can happen. Just reach out. We're here. We're ready to help. It's what we're doing day in, day out, as you can see.
What importance do you feel that business owners, like when they're planning, or the concept of planning during this time is going to be, especially as restrictions begin to be lifted or sound like they're beginning to be lifted? What role do you feel planning has within that for a business owner?
Planning. Very easy way of explaining it is if you're sailing from point A to point B, from two islands, right? You set sail off of island A. You know where island B is, but it's choppy water. So you could end up 50 degrees to the right or 50 degrees to the left, and if you keep going, you'll go past the island. You won't get to where you need to go. So in terms of planning, I would suggest that it would be a good idea to consistently navigate, consistently acknowledge where you're at in terms of which direction you're facing, based on the forces that you cannot control.
Yeah.
In the metaphor, it's the ocean. In this current situation, it's like the next round of announcements or the next restriction, or whichever part of the economy is allowed to start moving first. That's going to create a knock-on effect on the way it all feels and moves. So for a business owner, you've got to be able to navigate, look at which direction you're facing, look at the stars. Am I going the right way? You know, should I be north? Should I be south? Should I be east? Should I be west? Based on where I'm at now. If you don't do that, you could end up wasting so much time and energy, and you could even end up, in a completely different continent, which might not be the best thing when you're looking to get specifically from A to B.
So I think that a lot of business owners and a lot of teams are going to find it very hard to, whether that's the leader of the team or the team, actually find it very hard to be motivated during this time, to keep work going, keep things being motivated forward. So what advice or what input could you give to people who have a team or themselves are finding it hard to motivate themselves to, on those days or in general, to push through it and continue to work on in a time where it's a lot harder than it was normally?
My answer's not going to be popular. It's different if you're not the leader. It's different if you're not the owner.
Yeah.
So I just want to make that clear. But if you need to motivate yourself now, really at any time beyond one temporary day where you feel a bit low on mood, then I think you've got bigger problems. Because motivating yourself to do the thing that one day you say is your passion and your calling, and you love doing it so much, and you want to call yourself an entrepreneur, and you want to be a business owner, and you want to be the big guy or the big girl, but you can't get motivated to do a day-to-day job within that role, within that tag, that name. There's bigger problems at play. Procrastination. People say about being productive and I struggled with procrastination. When people procrastinate, it's because they're doing something else they enjoy more than the thing that they were going to do anyway. And if you really enjoy what you're doing and you're really passionate about it, then you'll never need to motivate yourself. Sure, you might need a bit of caffeine every now and again, you might need a good night's sleep, you might be down on the mood, and that's okay, that's a slumpy day. But to lack motivation now, of all times, you might as well quit, I think, because it's going to be hard. It's going to be very much a case of having to sustain and think clearly again and again, regularly, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, and if you're motivated it'll be easy, that's not what I'm saying either. But if you think that you can't get motivated to lead your business because what? Because you're working from home? That's not good enough, I don't think. You've got bigger problems. So I hope that the sincerity of my message still exists and remains there, which is that not everyone's going to feel it. It's not about feelings. It's not about if you feel good or bad, or if the world's getting you down. That's allowed, of course, that's allowed. You're allowed to have that moment, that day, but not being motivated to drive your business forwards, that's an alarm bell for me. I've been there, I know what it feels like to have to do things but you're not motivated to do them. That means you've got to change it. You've got to delegate that role, that task. You've got to get it off your plate, because it will not get done otherwise. And then you're going to cry about it, and everyone else is going to think, you've let the team down, and recognising that straight away is important. But if you do those things, you should never have to get motivated, because you should always drive from a place of motivation, bar 1 or 2 days where you feel a bit slumpy. I really hope that the one thing that you can take from watching this is that you need to do 1, 2. When's your vlog coming out? Because I just think it's very important that you understand that this is just what's going on in my life and I'm sharing it. I'm not proclaiming to be a master of anything. I'm not proclaiming to know all the answers, and I'm very open and honest with what I'm sharing. But you're getting a message from me and you're getting a feeling from me. And so other people are waiting to get the same from you. And in this day and age, even if you're just using your webcam or your iPhone or your, whatever, your tablet, tell the world what you're up to, because it's such a great way of A, staying accountable to your own actions and your own words, but B, letting others in to really get to know who you are. And this business is built on relationships, and this vlog is all about letting people in to really get to know who we are and how we work, so that when we do some work together, you kind of feel like you already know who you're dealing with. And that gives us the advantage. It speeds things up for us, and it allows us to get to work helping you quicker. So I thoroughly recommend it, and I look forward to watching your vlog very soon. I also want to say a massive thank you to Carlton, because it's been a great, sounds, I know, it is a chapter change, but it's exciting for Tide.55 because it's a growth chapter. We've taken on more work in the last week than the last month before that. Things are going really, really well, and I wanted to say thank you to Carlton, because you've been here since the beginning of this process of recording these videos, and you've been on the journey yourself as well, which I know you've shared in your mini docs, which I think again is a great testament to what the process can bring. But yeah, do not underestimate the work that this guy's put in and how well he's been able to take feedback. It's not been easy at times, but he is here to be the best he can be, and he absolutely represents that in his attitude. So.
But I hope you enjoyed this vlog. It's going to be an interesting one next week. The vlogs will be continuing, do not worry. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, because it's going to be the first one that we're doing completely remotely. So yeah, I'll see you then.